Thank you for being here on a beautiful morning. Today we'll be talking about building custom connectors in Data 360. So first of all, again, thank you. You could have been at any other place right now. There are so many sessions going on. There are nice demos going on, but you took out your time to come and watch us, to come and listen to us. So we really appreciate your time on that. I am Anurag Juneja. I'm a Senior Director of Product in Data 360 Product Management Team. With me is Sindhu Tiwari.
Hi everyone, good morning. This is Sid. I'm Director for Product Management in Marketing Cloud. I'm responsible for content there.
Awesome, thank you. So you guys must have been to several booths, may have also been to several sessions today. I'm pretty sure you are familiar with what Data 360 is. Data 360 is our platform where we bring in data from all the disparate sources without actually copying it. So you can access the data in place to build a unified profile, a unified source of truth for the system, for your enterprise, so that then you can activate that trusted data everywhere. So what does that mean? It means three main things. So number one, Data 360 allows you to make all your enterprise data ready for action. Using our zero copy technology, we can access your data in Snowflake, we can access your data in Databricks, so we can query it in real time as well, so that we have access to all your enterprise data, which is normally very fragmented into different applications, into different silos, to build a unified source of truth for your data. Once we have done that, then we allow you to power workflows, decisions, and analytics with that unique truth complete data source. Even beyond that, you can bring context and insights to your data so that Agentforce AI can run on top of it. Because how smart is AI? AI is only as smart as the data which is fed into it. With incomplete data, AI or Agentforce will take decisions which that particular data is providing us. Once we build a comprehensive single source of truth for that data, then AI has all the knowledge, all the context for your enterprise. It knows the users end to end from when did the user go on let's say a marketing website. So we'll get that insights via Marketing Cloud. Did the user purchase anything? We can get those insights via Sales Cloud. So we have all that data in Data Cloud to build that unique source of truth for your enterprise, so that now AI can run on top of it. We have spent last few years bringing a lot of connectors to various enterprises out there. So what Data 360 does, it allows you to bring in all your data within Data 360 with any scale. We have over 270 connectors, right? We have connectors to various sorts of applications. You can think about your Jira, your GitHub, your Workday, your SAP, even your social apps like YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest. All that data, we have native connectors for that, which means you can just go to Data 360 and you can configure a connector right from there, add the authentication details, the URL of your data source, and then just test the connection and data will start flowing in. Even with all these investments which we have made over the last few years, we know that we have not covered all the applications which might be existing in your enterprise, right? So that gap is always there because enterprises use a lot of applications. But what if that gap disappeared, right? What if you could bring in data from any source system which has a publicly available API? And that's where we want to talk about a generic HTTP connector. What this connector will allow you to do is, it will allow you to universally ingest from data from any system with public APIs. So you will be able to configure Data 360 against those public APIs to bring the data in. This would be a no-code automation. So there'll be a guided wizard which will allow you to configure this and bring the data in. Third one will be, it will provide you parity with other Data 360 connectors which are natively built. So how soon do you want to bring the data in? Like every hour, every day, and some other configurations. I do want to reiterate that this is a roadmap feature, right? So we are working towards it, but that's what the initial forward-looking statements meant. This is a roadmap feature, but this is our vision. This is what we want to do. Okay. So with that, let's take a look at the demo. So this is the screen in Data 360. There'll be a new tile called Custom REST API. You go to that tile, and then you name your connection. Once you name your connection, next it will say, okay, do you want to configure it from an API specification? And then it will say, okay, upload the API specification into the system. Once you upload, it will auto-detect the parameters available. You can also add a parameter if you miss something. Then you can set your authentication method. How do you want to configure the connection? After that, test your connection. And then even set your pagination. And that should be it. You just connected natively to a source using a publicly available API, right? So it will allow you to configure the system for any resource out there, data resource out there, which has that API supported. Okay. With that, we will now walk you through a particular scenario on how this integration might help you in Marketing Cloud.
Thank you, Anurag. Good morning again. I recently purchased a car, right? And my wife was saying that, let's buy a red color car. My kids were saying that, let's buy black color car. And my vendor keep on sending me emails that had a white color car actually, right? So any guesses, did we purchase white, red, black or white? We ended up buying white car actually because, because I was paying for it, I felt that, I should buy white color. And I tried to convince my wife and kids. Of course, they said that we'll not sit in your car, we need a different car. But anyway, so these things are important. These experiences are important, right? What you present to your end user, end customer, right? So that is where I was following up with Anurag and I was telling him that, I need this HTTP connector so that our customers can bring in their content into the Salesforce ecosystem, right? And we start acting on top of that. So just looking forward for Anurag to deliver that connector. In this particular scenario, what we are going to solve is dynamic content use case. So based on users' profile, based on users' engagement on different, let's say, websites, their mobile apps, how can we present some dynamic content that makes meaningful, that helps in making a meaningful decision for the customer? So the first step which we wanted to solve is that, when you are bringing your data into the Salesforce ecosystem, especially the CMSs and DAMs that are available in the market. So how do we do that? So we started designing our content DMOs. There are plethora of that, but all these content DMOs help us to understand the exact asset which we want to target. And we don't save the actual asset. We always save the metadata so that we understand what content to target. There are also content taxonomy DMOs that are again super helpful for our AI to understand which content we are talking about, which asset we are talking about. So in order to deliver such kind of experience, such kind of dynamic experience in the email side of the world, what we need. So we are trying to make the experience as simple as possible. So the first step somebody has to do is to definitely utilize the HTTP connector to bring in their data into the content DMOs, the metadata. The second step would be to use the Salesforce personalization app. So there are multiple aspects in it. The first and important aspect is the data graph, right? Data graphs help you to connect multiple DMOs into one place and bring the content into the ecosystem. So when you're creating this recommender, you have to select the data graph that most likely will be shipping out of the box for you guys, right? So that you don't have to do any configurations or any coding. And it will be connected back to the content DMOs. So this data graph will understand what metadata to pick it. Once you create this recommender, the next steps are super simple. What you have to do, you have to go to the email builder, and then you have to do few configurations. So in this example, we just selected an image. Under dynamic content, you would see add ML-based content recommender. You select that, and now you select the recommender which you have configured. So that's it what we need actually to deliver that dynamic experience. Now behind the scenes, what we do is that we have a bigger analytics module which captures a lot of engagement data that is coming from the user. So just imagine somebody going to a landing page and clicking here and there, scrolling up and down and looking at certain data. So how much time they are spending on their website or landing page, we capture that. We also capture that where they are making these clicks. So that helps us to understand that what this user particularly want. So it is same for the mobile apps as well. So once we have all these signals coming to us, behind the scenes, our machine learning models will look into all these signals. They'll look into the content DMOs, and they'll figure out that what is the important asset that I need to pick it up. Just imagine if it's an email and there is a banner on top of that. In my example, the vendor was always sending me the white color car image, and I loved it, right? So just imagine if they would have been sending email to my wife, it would have been red color, right? So that would have created some sort of conflict between us, but it never happened. So this is the importance of having the right asset at the right time. We are starting with email, we are starting with the image component right now, but we are going to make it much more dynamic, much more flexible enough. So just imagine that even your subject line is now also coming from the machine learning models. So it is able to decide what is the subject line that could work with a particular user. We also have some profiling behind the scenes. So we profile users in a way that we understand for a particular use case what all attributes are also important. We are also doing a pilot with respect to ML-based content selection. There are certain prerequisites that we are expecting customers to have these two licenses: the Marketing Cloud Growth and Advance, and also the Salesforce Personalization. If you don't have license, we can provide a complimentary license for some time for this pilot program. And for the pilot, we are using our internal Salesforce CMS because we have more control on that. During this pilot, when we get the HTTP connector, we are going to also open the gates to bring content from different CMSs and DAMs. We have Adobe AEM connector right now in the place, so it also brings the data. But that is an unstructured connector. What we are looking at is the structured connector, that can bring the metadata to us. My email ID is on the screen, so just drop me an email if you would like to participate in this pilot, and I'll be, happy to onboard you guys, and you can provide all your feedback for this ML-based content selection, and we can enhance the feature accordingly.
Yeah, that's it. So with that, thank you for your time. We do want your feedback. So there's a slide here, and there you will get an opportunity to provide us feedback as well. So please provide feedback, because the initial piece which I presented around the connectors, HTTP connector, is on the roadmap. Your feedback will help us prioritize it and do it sooner than later. This QR code has some additional resources, so you can go to this URL and learn more about it. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.